Love child. Hey, Emily.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing really good.
Good.
My name's Carmelo. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Oh, sweet, you have a phone charger?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You're prepared.
If you're gonna do something, you may as well be good at it.
Exactly. I love that.
How was your night?
It was good.
Is it over, or is this an intermission, or what?
It's over.
One of the smart ones.
Yeah.
Before it gets burnt
Had
down to the
some
ground.
wine and time for bed.
Nice.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Or it gets too crazy.
Were you ever a part of the other side?
Oh, I was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Are you driving all night?
Yeah.
So you see it all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's why tonight's been so good.
Yeah.
And it's been all over the place, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm sure there's a certain type of person that wouldn't think this night's been good, but it's been
Oh, has it?
pretty awesome. Yeah.
It's been
Yeah.
entertaining.
It's been very good. If it keeps up for the next 4 hours, tonight's definitely going to be one for the record books. for sure.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, so there's all kinds of things that can happen in the car. Sometimes it's the same thing over and over again.
Okay.
You know, and sometimes, most of the time, it's some kind of variety, but it's never a perfect variety.
Gotcha.
You know, almost never.
Yeah.
So there's, like, at this point, I have like a tier list of things that I'd like to
sure.
see.
Okay.
You know, it could be all kinds of things.
Yeah.
You know, a group of good-looking guys that are not fuckboys.
Oh, that's
Like,
impossible.
It's not impossible. It could be though.
That's impossible.
It's as close to impossible as a group of just dimes that
Yeah.
have not weaponized that.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
so sometime,
That
and
makes
I've
sense.
gotten one group of each, and I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
that's good.
And just to be sure, I got one group that is not like that.
Right, and that
they're,
reiterated.
yeah,
why-
and I'm like,
yeah.
all right, so I like the value
That's good.
there.
How'd you know they weren't a group of fuckboys?
So,
How does one
well,
know?
because I'm not, and if I like them, I'm not wrong.
Okay.
Like, oh my God, did that guy just? Oh, okay.
This
He,
is crazy.
yeah. So he, so the thing is, like, at this point, there's nothing that I'm better at than people.
Okay.
So now
do
I
it
could
for- I mean-
still be wrong, but the thing about me is in this car, Uber drivers are not human. They're just a part of the experience. People do not
Gotcha.
treat us with, you know, respect like they would.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mean it in a rude way,
No,
but
yeah.
people are not worried about disappointing me.
Right.
You know-
they just want you to get you to the right spot.
If I meet a girl in a different scenario, like at the grocery store,
Right.
she is not going to tell me how excited she is for her hoe phase.
Right.
That's not going to happen.
You get to
But
see a
in
totally
this
different
car,
side.
They're
of
going to
people.
just say exactly what is on their mind. So,
That's true.
so frat guys are frat guys, and I can sense that,
Yeah.
and I will play into that because that's what I do.
Yeah.
Is
You're
whatever.
good with people. You're people. You read them.
Now I am,
Oh.
yeah. And it's like, well, if, you know, whatever you want to do in life, that's totally cool. I'm not going to, like, convince you to do things a certain way, but if you're looking for something, listen, you want to get into hookup culture, I'm going to point you to Soho.
Right.
If you don't, I'm going to point you to Backyard or something like that,
Yeah.
where it's not disgusting,
Yeah.
you know?
Completely. Yeah.
Like the attractive girls that I got, where I was like, walking in, I'm like, please, girls, just be human.
Yeah.
Be human so
Be
I can like
nice.
you. I've noticed this about girls full of themselves. They're just not interested in anything that they don't want for them.
Right.
You know,
That's-
so I was non-existent. I was, you
Okay.
know, they did
didn't
not
exist.
not
It
at all.
was- Yeah.
And I would say things, and they would like respond to them like an obligation. So after a few
Right.
times, I'm like, okay, I'm not
Yeah.
interested in anymore. Now they're ugly. You know,
exactly.
it's just it is
You can read them like a book.
the type of person I want to meet is somebody that is opposite of me. Somebody I would never.
Yeah.
I would look at them and stereotypically I'd be like, not going to happen.
Oh,
But then
that
it
surprised
turned.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it happened to be a group of goths.
Ah.
Probably some of the most fun that I've had in a while.
Really?
You know, just really getting to know another human being and another side of the world that I know nothing about.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the pleasure of driving people around.
It is indeed.
You get to talk to so many different people. Just the conversations that go on.
I love telling my stories, but I also love hearing stories as well.
Because I've like been on the other side. I've been a Soho blackout, and I'm sure I've said things in an Uber, and the Uber driver's like, wow, she just confessed everything to me. Like, I get in the Uber and I'm crying, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, I've been on the other side. So having an Uber driver just like listen sometimes, I'm like, they're like a free therapist.
Yeah,
it's
and
true,
it's
and I'm sure you experience
well, I mean, the best kind of experience to learn from is someone else's. Yeah, and then I met a person that I have seen before.
Really?
And out of almost 16,000 people, this person was the 41st time I've ever seen somebody twice.
Wow.
Not to mention that it was almost 3 years ago.
Oh my goodness.
1, and 2, it was a dude, so it's not like it was a girl, like a flirting type of thing.
Yeah.
And 3, he remembered me.
Yeah.
So for him, from 3 years ago, to just get in my car and be like, I know you, I've been in this car before.
To remember.
And it wasn't my book, and it wasn't even this car, this is a different car. And it wasn't the Jello shots, or it wasn't the whatever the case was, like it was me. And it was him. And I recognized him immediately too.
Oh my gosh, this book is full.
That's volume 3. So
oh my goodness.
Yeah, you can pop the light on here if you want. If people don't tell it to me, they tell that book.
Breaking up with my boyfriend, can't wait
That's
to
the hoe. That's the hoe again. So, and I remember her, very, very sweet girl, but she really thought through what she wants to do. She's wanted to do this for a while, and she's gonna do it. Okay. You know, it's. I mean, she's not my girlfriend. I don't need to tell her.
How long have you been driving?
4 years.
Oh, I left the bar pissed at my boyfriend and made my night wait.
That girl was a sweetheart, and that was a small thing. That was a small problem that she just had to get over, and sometimes you just need to hear it from someone else.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to decide if I should break up.
You? You talking about you?
What?
Are you saying that, or are you reading that?
No, I am.
Okay, well.
Yeah. I'm considering it.
We only have a minute, but I would, because this is obviously what I live for, I would shut this down to talk to you if that's what you want to do. I'm not kidding, because this is what it's for. So this is one thing that I haven't had today as the collection. Well, this is a real issue.
Yeah,
this is a real life thing.
I'm not hammered. I'm not like. Yeah, it's definitely. But I'm also like. If I'm even considering it.
Well, no, I wouldn't say so.
Friends tell me,
of course, because your friends don't like them.
But then it's like shit.
Your friends don't like them though. So if you're considering it, it only means that it's important. So this decision is important.
Right.
How long you been with him?
A year.
Okay.
He's a lot older. He's almost 30.
That's okay. How old are you?
I'm 25. So
that's not a lot older.
No, it's not. But we're at different stages.
I mean, yeah, but that's okay. So I'm 37, and the age that I have coincidentally dated the last 3 times is 23 to 25.
Okay.
So that is a much bigger gap than you. And some of those girls was like a week, and I'm like, this is not going to do it.
Yeah.
And then there's a girl that I will never forget. She has changed my life, and I'll never forget her. You know, she was not too young. That girl was not too young. If anything, I was.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say 25 to 30 is a massive age gap.
Let me ask you, did that girl, what was that breakup like? Because, so the guy I'm with right now, he's never been in love. I am his first girlfriend. I'm his first love. His family is like, you have changed him so much. Like, I've never seen him want kids until he met you. I've never seen him believe in marriage until he met you. It like puts this pressure on me of like.
I don't get a good feeling. That's for sure.
What do you mean?
Well, okay, so I'm a little confused here. So this is would he consider himself in love now?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh, like, so you are his first.
I am his first. Yes, I am the girl who has changed him completely.
Okay.
Like, I am his family. He says it. He's like, I never believed in
Okay, well,
anything until I met you.
number one, we don't date people out of charity. Let me flip this real quick on you. When's the first time that you think you had the thought that I don't think this is, I date for, I know this sounds crazy,
Yeah.
I date for marriage. If I
Yeah,
can't marry you, it's over. The roller coaster's slowing down, I'm getting off.
Yeah.
When was the first time that you had the feeling that, ooh, this might not be what
Probably like 3 months ago.
Okay.
Like,
Are you around each other enough? Like this isn't a
we
long
are.
distance
No,
once every
we're
3
around
weeks?
each other. I lived with him for about 2 months, and then I moved out
Why?
because I just wasn't ready for it. Like
When was
it was
this?
abrupt. February, and then I just moved here. Not just moved here. Probably a month and a half ago I moved here. We live separate now.
Why did you start to live together?
It was just kind of abrupt. Like it just kind of happened. Like
You
ended
hung-
up
you
having
were
all my stuff there.
You were
I was
staying
living
with
at
him
home.
long enough.
Yeah, I was living at home with
Okay.
my parents, and I just was.
So
spending the
obviously
night
his
so
scenario
much.
is going to be better.
Right.
Okay.
And so I just ended up having all my stuff there.
So there wasn't like a conversation like I think we should take this to the next step.
No, he wanted me to move. He had
Of course
wanted
he
me
did.
to move in for a very long time, and I was always like, like I'm not in a rush, kind of thing. Like, and he wanted me to, and then I ended up it just happened.
When you moved out, that had to be uncomfortable, right?
He threatened to break up with me, like it was like this whole big ordeal, and then he finally understood. I suggested it. I was like, I don't think we should live together. Like, I want my own place. Like, I've never lived alone. I
Right.
want to experience that. And he was like, well, if you want to live alone, then we're done. And I was like, well, I made my decision. I want to live alone. And then he was like, okay, then well, we're done. And then I moved into my own place, and he was like, never mind. Like, I understand what you want.
He doesn't understand it.
You don't- yeah.
100%. Yeah, this isn't going to be good. This has nothing to do with him understanding it. He doesn't
Yeah.
understand it.
And,
So
and
this
his
is-
lease is up in July, and he's like, where am I going to go? What am I going to do?
Who gives a fuck?
And now I'm like,
So we don't date for charity.
I'm like, I feel bad because he has nowhere to go. Like,
What do you
he's
mean he has
29,
nowhere
he
to
just bought a boat. He
What do
can
you mean he
afford
has
to
nowhere to
live,
go?
right?
He can go anywhere he wants.
Yeah, you're right.
So what that implies, the whole I have nowhere to go, let's pretend that he's being truthful. Or do you pay? Like when
For
you
what?
lived with him?
No, I didn't pay for rent with him.
Okay, so when he says I have nowhere to go, what,
Right.
does that even matter? Whether he stays with you or not, he still has nowhere to go.
Right.
So what does that mean?
Yeah. I think
guilt.
he wants to move in with me. is
Right,
what
but you
he's-
don't want that.
No. But then in the back of my head, I'm like, maybe I do. I feel like I can force myself. Not force myself.
Just listen here.
I know.
So-
maybe I can
so-
like get there eventually.
Here's the thing. I don't know how else to say this,
Yeah.
but understand that I don't mean it the way
Yeah,
that it's going to come
no.
off. If I were dating you and
Yeah.
you lived with me and then you didn't, and then we went through this whole,
Yeah.
the first thing I would do is I would date you for you, not for me.
Right.
So I would want to try to understand why you don't want to live with me, and again, why I need that to happen so badly. He's not being introspective, and he's not trying to live for you. It's the same way that a guy hits on a girl says no, and then the guy tries to salesman his way in. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not doing this for her, you're doing this for you.
Yeah.
She's a commodity.
Right.
Before I say it so firmly, I think you're a
Yeah.
commodity. I think that's what you are. Just the whole thing, like the we're done, that was him trying to control. And when you stood your ground and he realized that you're
Oh,
gone,
shit,
a man
yeah.
would have walked away based on that. He would have
Yeah.
had standards,
He would have said.
regardless if they're right or wrong, and walked away. He did not. So now this is not even a strong man.
Right. It's exhausting. And
Do you feel for him?
what do you mean?
Well, I know you care for
I
him.
care so much about him, and that's where I'm like.
But when you...
it makes me so sad to think about hurting him.
So when you have those feelings, when you say, I care so much about
Yeah.
him, do any of those words have you in it as well? Or is it
No.
just him? So,
Just him.
so if he found an amazing girl,
Mhm.
you would be relieved right now.
Yeah.
There's your answer. It's 100% in stone now.
Yeah.
You're about to be Mother Teresa
Yeah.
and have to do this.
That's what. Yeah. And
So I don't know your friends, but they're right.
I know. I've heard it from my friends. They're like, "This isn't it. This isn't it." And I'm like,
Do you think that you know exactly what you want?
No.
But you have a pretty good idea.
Yeah, I've dated
Okay.
enough to know, like,
How badly do you want kids?
I want like 5 kids, and he wants none.
Okay, so this is a big problem for you. Are you willing to be alone to the point where it would be too late to have kids, over settling for something that you'll never be happy?
Yeah,
So you're willing to take the hit and lose out on a dream instead of taking a lesser guy
Yeah.
and being a part of the divorce rate?
Yeah, because I've told my mom
Yeah,
this.
okay.
I'm like, I'm willing to freeze my eggs.
I think your mom is just worried about that and
I
wants
agree.
to see.
Oh, completely.
This is easy.
She doesn't. She thinks I'm never going to get married and never have
You may not.
And that's
I mean,
fine.
I'm 37, didn't expect that. I don't care though.
That's fine.
Like,
and
I'll die alone before I
Right.
make the mistakes that I get a chance to see every night.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm too young to, like, I don't know.
You're super young. I get 22-year-olds in the car that are like, it's their birthday. They're like, I'm so old. I'm like,
Oh
shut
my gosh.
up. You don't even know what
no.
life is yet. You're like, you're not even living yet.
Yeah, no. It's black and white. I just, like, am so scared to hurt him. And that's where I'm like.
Have you done this before?
I don't know. I've always broken up with people after they, like, I've
Cheat
dragged
or something.
it. Yeah, I've dragged it on to
Yeah.
the point where they're so miserable that they cheat on me, and then I'm like, okay, bye. Like, I almost want him to, like, fuck up so that I can be like, fuck you, bye. Like, it can't be a civil breakup because I still am like, I feel bad.
It's not going to be civil. It is going to be hard, but
I just feel so bad.
but
I don't care about me. I can be hurt. I can cry, but it's the thought of him laying in bed crying.
so I guarantee
hurts
you
me.
that, okay, so you're a very different girl than I'm used to meeting, at least at your age. Without knowing anything else about the rest of your life,
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that you're 25 and you do not know how to deal with conflict with a
Yeah.
man.
Right.
Like, think about that. Not only do you need to improve on that, but you have a
Avoid it.
situation just handed to you. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta.
Like, here, do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like sitting here waiting on him to call it off and
But-
him
And
it to be on his terms.
and remember that you don't have to explain yourself to anybody.
Yeah.
This is what I do this for.
You're
This is what
like
I do this
a
for.
saving grace. Because talking to my girlfriends, they're like, yeah, fuck him. Like,
You
let's go
can't,
out.
but you
And
gotta
I'm like,
do
but
it. You gotta do it with reason.
That's not me. Like,
You know, at some point, you're gonna have to come to this decision.
Yeah.
Like, I know you have, but you've got to do it in a stronger way where you don't waver. Because I've seen girls go back,
Yeah.
and when you have this conversation with him, there is a 0% chance he's gonna say, "Okay, thank you, bye."
Right.
It's not gonna happen that
That's-
way.
Yeah.
If he did something terrible, like called you a bitch and further, then great. Then you have your answer. You just walk away.
Yeah.
But the
what
worst
I
part
want.
is what you're dreading.
Yeah.
But I need you. But what
That's
about all the?
exactly what it's gonna
But
be.
the thing is, like you don't have to explain that. You're looking for happiness that
Didn't
you
even find
believe,
my person,
and he's not it.
yeah, and it breaks my heart because I want him to be it so bad because I know he's gonna be such a great husband and dad and like I know it, but not for me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like you have it all.
My favorite girl, the girl I'm not in love with her, but the girl that has made me not care about short term or anything
Yeah.
with girls, because I know what I'm looking for. I've seen it before. I've had it before.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna fuck that up again. So until I see it again, and it's a perfect scenario for my life, her life, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, then I'm comfortable being single. The girl that did that for me by leaving me.
Yeah.
That is what happened. I fell in love with her when she left. And because of that, she has changed my life. Because I didn't look into her.
Yeah.
I didn't see what was going. When she would cry over this one thing,
Yeah.
I'm like, why is this fucking girl so depressed all
Yeah,
the time?
that's
Instead
how
of being
yeah.
like, wait a minute, hang on, I
Let
gotta
me-
learn what this creature is
Yeah.
that I care about so much. I didn't do that. I cannot wait for that opportunity again. It's just not
Yeah.
going to be from her.
Yeah.
Now, you have not fully fallen out of love with him yet. when you do, there will be no coming back. You have not let go. As soon as you
Yeah.
let go, there is no coming back. There's nothing you can say
Right.
that's going to bring you back. That's an attribute a woman has, not a man. You can bring a man back. You're letting go right now without actually letting go. There's
Right.
plenty of times you've thrown up your hands,
Yeah.
but you know you're still here because the last nail in the coffin hasn't gone in.
Exactly.
I am telling you that
Mhm.
I am not fulfilled by you. I am
Yeah.
not trying to hurt you, but you should not want to be with me if I am not fulfilled by you.
Yeah.
You should want me to go someplace else.
Yeah.
And the fact that we can't even get to that point means that this needs to happen.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I know that's the
And
problem.
he'll be fine.
Yeah, he will.
He'll be fine.
He's
like,
well. It might take him 3 months, like it did me, but that's.
He'll be okay.
There's a possibility that I never saw it with anyone else before Wendy because it was before Wendy.
Yeah.
Because now I have seen it. It hasn't been able to be mine.
Right.
You know, I've met a number of girls that were, in my opinion, the right girls. One of them didn't live here. Well, that's it. That's
Yeah.
over right there.
Yeah.
One of them looked like 25, 26, 27, 28. She ended up being 20.
Yeah.
That's a no. Like, again,
Yeah, that's
age
not
doesn't
it.
matter, but
there's
I'm
a
gonna
fine
just
line.
I'm just gonna draw that one. I'm just gonna go ahead and
She
do that.
can't even have a drink. with
Yeah,
me.
so like
I mean,
so the first one, which was probably the best one, I was so nervous. I wanted to downplay everything so it
Yeah.
didn't come off as me like into her.
Uh-huh.
And I downplayed it
Too
so much that I called her bro. Like
yeah, that's
so and then she was like, "Well, do I get your number?" I'm like, "Well, you could just look me up on Facebook."
oh, you were that guy.
I didn't mean it that way
yeah,
though.
but you really wanted her number, but you were like,
Yeah. So I'm like, "Look me up.
yeah,
You'll find me."
I'm
Like,
too
Jesus
cool.
Christ. No
Yeah,
wonder
and
she didn't
that's-
look me up. So
And he always says like, "You've changed me. You've changed me for the rest of my life."
that's good.
Like, and I hope I did, but I just like hate sitting there looking at
And
him
and he will have
knowing I'm
changed
hurting
you
him.
as soon as you make this decision.
It's just,
What?
I know. I mean, the decision is made.
It's gonna be really painful.
It's a matter of doing it.
But it's not, the thing is, it's not your pain. He is putting that on you. So he
Yeah.
is saying, where am I gonna go?
Yeah.
He gave you that burden. I think I told you that this could be a record-breaking night if it keeps going.
And here we go.
So here we go. So I drive Thursday through Sunday, 8 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Okay.
And I look for the vibe that's out
Yeah.
there. And it could be college girls partying. It could
Yeah.
be guys not being frat boys. It could
Yeah.
be whatever it is. The goths, whatever.
Yeah.
And when I make those connections with people, I actually carry something with me for them.
Uh-huh.
You're the 5th time tonight where I'm like, I want to remember this person. So now, especially since at the very beginning of our conversation, I know you're going to turn it down, so I'm just going to tell you what it is. So right behind the center headdress there, you see that
Uh-huh.
brown strap?
Yeah.
That has a cooler in it. It has fireball shots in it.
Oh.
So I know you're not gonna do
yeah,
that.
I'm not gonna.
So,
do it.
and I've got backup
Right.
shots that are like sweet, more classy shots. But
Okay.
again, so I know you're gonna refuse it. So I'm not even
You
gonna
know
bother
me
getting
too
it.
well.
But it's
You're
a
like-
it's a cool little thing.
Yeah, that's
so
awesome.
Now that
no,
let's
I
pass
love
that up.
that.
The last thing, which I
Yeah.
believe you're gonna be cool with,
Yeah.
is these people that have gotten these shots over the years.
Uh-huh.
They have convinced me to start an Instagram
Oh my god.
dedicated to the people that get the shots, the people that make the impact,
Yes.
and that kind of thing.
Oh my gosh,
So,
I love that.
It is building a community of people that will never see each other again.
Okay.
And it sounds dark,
on
but yeah.
Instagram, right?
Yeah. So you see that journal back there? So spell
Yeah.
it like that. Uber Anonymous Official.
Okay. Oh my gosh, is this it?
Yeah.
Oh my
So
gosh.
do you want to do a picture like that?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
I do.
That is awesome.
I do. And can I DM like this and it's you?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really me.
So I can DM you and be like, I just broke up with him. Are you
Oh my
proud?
God! Yeah, you could.
Like I can do
I mean, you know,
follow-up.
I don't want to have like fun with it, but
No,
yeah.
no, but like,
Yeah, I mean, I
follow-up.
think that would be really healthy for that to actually happen. And trust me, like there are some girls that I have spent way more time with that have like really intricate shit.
Yeah.
And they're ready to go, and I'm like so happy for them.
Yeah.
And then I find out that they didn't leave, and I'm just like,
that's
well, it's their life, but
but
I
they
know it's wrong.
should have left.
Yeah. So the camera is actually the dash cam.
Okay.
So you're looking where my finger is here. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. That's it.
I love that.
So now, did you follow?
My gosh. Yes, I did.
On those posts,
Yeah.
I recap the stories that had happened.
I love this. What are the chances? Literally, I went out to happy hour with my friend for this reason, to like vent.
To us, we say, what are the chances? Like, because it happened to us?
Yeah.
They're astronomically smaller than you think they are, just saying that. I don't know what point I am going to interrupt someone's life.
Right.
I have literally gotten a girl that is texting me before I even meet her, like through Uber.
Yeah.
And she's saying, hey, listen, I know this is crazy. My boyfriend's been hitting me for a while. I've slowly moved my bags out back. I'm finally making the decision to leave him. Will you load the bags in the car? And I'm like, fuck yeah, let's go. I happen to be the guy that got it right after she got her last beating that she's going to be put up with. If I had gotten her the day before, maybe I just would have gotten her with extra makeup on. You know, it's like, right.
It's meant to, like...
Right.
It's,
so
you are meant to meet every single person.
There's no telling.
I love that.
I got a girl in this car years ago who was, I don't want to say like a psychic, something supernatural. I'm not a supernatural guy. We were having a good time, bubbly girl, just talking, whatever. My brother called me about something. As soon as I was on the phone with him, I'm like, do you mind? She's like, no. So we were just talking about something stupid. I don't know. It was like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
I drive till 4. The last few hours, they get good. Like that justifies the 5 p.m.s.
Yeah.
6 p.m.s. And she told me, listen, I don't know how to say this, but do you have pets or anything? And I was like, yeah. She's like, I don't want to be weird about this, but I really think you should go home. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I don't know, but I just think you should go home. And I was like, okay, well, I was like, they're fine, but okay. She left, she tried to force Bubbly back.
Right.
And I drove for like the next half hour, 45 minutes, and I just couldn't get it out of my head. I drove home. I'm about 40 minutes-ish from home right now.
Okay.
So I started driving back. 5 minutes before I got home, my brother called me, and he goes, I don't know what's happening, but Kaya, my female, is having seizures, and I think she's going to die tonight.
Oh,
and it was like...
gosh.
So it just came out of nowhere, and I got home, and she's having seizures. And I didn't know it, but her kidney ruptured. I got a chance to say goodbye to her before she passed away. And
what a blessing.
If that girl didn't say that,
anything.
I'd have come home to a dead dog. I wouldn't have just come home to a dead dog. I would have driven for 40 minutes thinking about how dead she is.
Right. Wow.
I needed that girl.
Yes, at that exact time.
At that time.
She got in your car.
I don't know this girl anymore.
At the exact moment.
There was no vibe that was comfortable enough being like, hey, now that my dog's gonna die, do you think you'd get on my Insta?
Right.
She's gone. I would pay anything to see that girl again. So you just don't know what we're
You are
here
like
for.
What the heck? You literally, I can't even.
So-
this is like a dream. Am I dreaming?
So
I don't know.
I'm not gonna, unless you really want to do it this way. I have noticed that people, including myself, are craving humanity and love and compassion. Somebody to just give a fuck about me. And it's like a lot of people, friends and family, don't. And I'm not being rude to your family and all that, but you're never going to see me again. So I think your mom just needs to care a little bit more about you than her about you. And your friends need to care a little bit more than just explain those fuck him, break up with them feelings. Like just care a little bit more.
Go a little more in depth.
And if a stranger can do it for me, then a stranger can do it for you. And I want to share this humanity with people.
How do
with-
I find that though?
Find what?
Like, how do I find people like you who give a little more of a fuck? Like,
So,
like,
because
it's-
there's no real way to do that I know of,
yeah.
I started a YouTube channel because I record these instances. I
Yeah.
spent the last 2.5 years saving these instances.
Yeah.
College party girls,
yeah.
or assaults, or deep shit like this.
Yeah.
Or a sweet, hot little nerdy girl that gave a fuckboy too many chances, and the last chance she gave him, he convinced her to take Molly, and she later woke up in a 4-way in a strip club with 2 strippers. And she spent her life being the good girl, and she
And
feels
now
like
all
she's
of a
soiled.
Oh.
And I gotta deal with that. And
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate it, but
No,
you know what I mean.
But you're like,
I don't want bad things to happen to
Maybe-
people,
yeah.
but if they do,
you're
I wanna do
awesome
that.
Caribbean.
so
Like,
that's what the YouTube channel is for.
yeah.
Is to share those real moments, not the moments that you see on YouTube now.
Right. What's
You
your
know.
YouTube channel called?
So it's called. Now keep in mind, I'm dog shit right now. All right. So
What do you mean dog
Well, I
shit?
just started. I just started.
Oh.
Like I've been saving the videos, but I
Okay.
just started publishing them 3 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
And they're
Weird.
worse quality, but that's what
That's how you get better.
the thing is, the videos I'm posting are from over 2 years ago.
Okay.
So it's like I want to post the wild shit that I have now, but I
Right.
can't because that is not how it happened.
Yeah.
And if I was built this way, that's how I want it to be
That's
for other
good.
people.
Yeah. There we go. Subscribe. Oh, I have to sign in. All right, I'll sign in. But I'm gonna be like
Okay.
your biggest fan.
That would be cool.
No,
And
seriously.
a lot of
'cause
people say
I-
that, but I would love you to be around because it matters.
Yeah. And,
You know, I'm doing this for people that I haven't even met before.
Yeah.
Everybody a part of my past is a part of my future. They just don't know
and
it.
I
just carry it.
and you probably hear this all the time, but you are changing lives. Like,
It's funny that because that makes me feel like I don't want to.
really?
Well, yeah, but then I gotta like because I'm a humble person,
Right.
but everything I'm doing is for that.
Yeah.
So like there is no humility in that. That's the goal.
I've never been in an Uber like this. You're like Dr. Phil. Have you ever been called that?
Yeah, no, I haven't been called Dr.
Dr.
Phil.
Phil.
I've been called a
Listen,
therapist.
you could
I've been
have-
called.
Yeah, you could have a whole TV show. You're gonna.
But-
I'm calling it, and I am gonna be like, I was one of the first ones. Shit, I was one of his first followers.
So
on
now,
YouTube.
if you ever wanted this story,
Yeah.
our story, online,
Uh huh.
if you wanted that, I mean, people do want to relate to a face, but I totally get not putting this online.
Oh my god.
I-
I might have you send me this video of like me talk. Do you have it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Once it's already done and like
I'll
looking
have it
back.
until I want to post
To
it, which is a
read.
long time from now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to like look back and be like, wow, look how much you were scared to hurt him, and now like you're doing so good, kind of thing. All
Yeah.
because of you.
Well,
I'm
I mean-
serious. No, I needed somebody to be like, not give me the fuck him, move on.
Yeah.
Like, cause that's not me.
We need to tell each other straight. You know,
like
just-
yeah, and be
So-
honest and.
And there have been times where I've been like, don't you think you're the one
Right.
kind of
Yeah.
doing this? And then that's where it's like the epiphany, like, oh shit, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I didn't really see it
And
that
you're
way.
somebody who I feel like would have told me straight up,
Sure.
I
don't know you, you know?
Yeah, you have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
You're like,
I mean, again, people could be lying to me really well,
yeah.
but that's just not. It's
Yeah.
not likely because I've seen so many liars.
and you get
so
people
many,
in such a vulnerable state.
they don't even know it.
Yeah.
Like,
You get every person who gets in here is somewhat vulnerable. You're getting into another person's car.
yeah.
So like you're somewhat vulnerable. You're most of the time drunk because you can't drive.
Yeah.
So like you get
true.
people at their like, oh shit, like I'm really vulnerable and open, and you really do get people at the best times.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're good at like you're meant to be doing this.
It's a
I'm
lot of
telling
fun,
you.
and you're right, it is exhausting, but I
can't
love it.
imagine.
I do.
Good,
I
that's
do
all
love
that
it. It's been a
matters.
lot
I
of
mean,
fun.
Oh my goodness.
Would
Well,
you?
thank
Now I don't mind driving out of here, but would you
Yeah.
have? I haven't had a smoke in a while. Would
Yeah.
it be weird if I just did it in this parking lot? Or because
No.
I don't mind going someplace else if that's weird
No.
for me to still be here.
No, it's not
Okay.
weird.
All
No.
right, cool.
You're asking me if it's like
Yeah,
weird for
I
me?
mean,
not at all.
if
no.
you were a guy, I wouldn't say shit. But it's like,
yeah, no, I don't.
like
give
I don't
two
know
shits.
if you live up there and you're gonna be like, this
and I
fucking
look
guy's
down
still,
and I'm like, he's
yeah,
still here.
yeah.
No,
So-
you're fine.
Okay, cool.
No. Listen, I appreciate you
I
so
I
much.
appreciate you.
You
Like,
were a saving grace.
you gave me several outs. I didn't take them. Think of it that way.
I mean, hey,
You know, you were
that's-
like, you know, you can go, and I'm keeping you. It's like, no, I know what this is. I know it's gonna be worth it.
I appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you so much.
I haven't had your account up for so long. Okay. It was awesome. Have a good night.
I hope your night stays good.
It can't be ruined now. Unless I meet him.
Yeah. You might. I don't know. And he'll be telling the